Is Donald Trump now trying to win over Hamas, Egypt, and the emerging Islamic NATO, while Israel's position in Washington appears increasingly uncertain? Could Trump be concerned about the rise of a new Islamic defense alliance, one that might reshape regional security calculations and challenge America's traditional partnerships in the Middle East? Did a secret meeting involving Jared Kushner and an Iranian-backed proxy reveal new information that could fundamentally alter the regional balance of power? What does the United States know that may have compelled Trump to send Kushner into sensitive discussions with Hamas, despite the political risks surrounding any such contact? Kushner's reported meeting with Hamas representatives marks a highly secretive diplomatic move and raises a larger question. Has Trump begun losing patience with Israel's strategy and its handling of the conflict? While Trump publicly welcomes the emergence of a new Islamic defense pact, Kushner is reportedly holding discreet talks with Hamas leaders, suggesting that Washington may be pursuing several competing diplomatic tracks at the same time. Donald Trump is expanding his outreach across the Middle East as Hamas, Iran, and a group of Islamic allies take on a more prominent role in Washington's regional diplomacy. Jared Kushner reportedly met Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi to discuss the war in Gaza, humanitarian concerns, and other issues affecting the wider Middle East. Kushner also held a rare meeting in Egypt with Khalil al-Hayya, a senior Hamas political figure, in an effort that could signal a new and highly sensitive diplomatic channel. These discussions come as Israel continues its military operations across the Gaza Strip, with the conflict generating growing international criticism and increasing pressure on U.S. policymakers. At the same time, Iranian official Qasem Gharibabadi accused Israel of imposing a nightly quota for killings in Gaza, a serious allegation that Israel would be expected to reject or address. Against this backdrop, Trump praised Saudi Arabia, Turkey, and Pakistan after the three countries signed the Mecca Joint Defence Agreement. Trump said the new defense arrangement demonstrated that Middle Eastern and Islamic nations were beginning to come together to defend themselves and protect their shared interests. He also argued that the three countries could develop more effective regional solutions through the new pact, potentially reducing dependence on outside powers to manage the Middle East security crises. Shipping through the Strait of Hormuz reportedly dropped sharply after a series of attacks on vessels over the weekend, raising fresh concerns about the security of one of the world's most important energy corridors. Only 5 commodity vessels crossed the strait on Saturday, while no crossings were recorded on Sunday, according to the reported figures. That represents a dramatic decline from the previous weekend, when 31 vessels passed through the waterway, highlighting the growing impact of the attacks on commercial shipping. A senior commander of Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps warned the country's enemies to prepare for what he described as strategic surprises from Tehran. The IRGC commander said Iran was preparing to shift from a defensive posture to a more offensive stance as tensions with its adversaries continued to rise. He added that Tehran would take whatever actions it considered necessary to defend Iran and neutralize threats posed by its enemies. The Iranian commander also said the timing of any response would be decided by Tehran, suggesting that Iran may be deliberately withholding its next move. Meanwhile, Israel's military is reportedly preparing for a possible escalation in Lebanon that could continue for several days, adding another potential flashpoint to the region's worsening security crisis. Israel's Channel 12 reported that the army had recently exercised restraint in order to avoid disrupting ongoing talks with Lebanon. According to the report, Israeli attacks have killed more than 4,346 people since early March, although the figures and their attribution would require independent verification. The same report said that another 12,301 people had been wounded during that period, underscoring the mounting human cost of the violence along Israel's northern front. Iran and Washington talks are at a stalemate, prompting the Trump administration to pursue a new method to reopen negotiations. The White House reportedly reached out to the head of Iran's elite Revolutionary Guards, seeking a potential channel for dialogue. Washington opened a secret backchannel between the IRGC chief and Trump's team as formal negotiations remained stalled. An Axios report alleged that the U.S. sought IRGC approval for negotiations led by Iran's foreign minister and his team. U.S. officials allegedly feared that Abbas Araghchi and Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf did not have sufficient IRGC backing for negotiations. In May 2026, Tulsi Gabbard reportedly approached Kurdish leader Nachirvan Barzani to help establish an IRGC channel. Barzani then reached out to General Ahmad Vahidi, who was reportedly asked whether the IRGC supported renewed talks with Washington. Vahidi reportedly assured Barzani that the IRGC backed all negotiations with the United States, potentially clearing the way for dialogue. The Trump team reportedly proposed secret U.S.-Iran talks in Erbil, according to an Axios report, but security fears intervened. Iran reportedly feared Israeli intelligence could target its delegation in Iraqi Kurdistan, making Erbil too risky for secret negotiations. The planned Erbil meeting with the IRGC never took place after security concerns reportedly blocked the proposed negotiations. Barzani has now reportedly offered to help restart U.S.-Iran negotiations, potentially reopening a channel between Washington and Tehran. Iran has reportedly reached a deal with Oman on a shipping route after weeks of technical talks over safe navigation through the Strait of Hormuz. Tehran and Muscat agreed on route coordinates for safe shipping through Hormuz, according to Iran's defense press. Iranian spokesman Esmail Baghai said the talks had made progress despite what Tehran described as U.S. obstruction. Both sides were still negotiating outstanding issues before the agreement could be formally finalized between the two countries. Baghai said Tehran and Muscat were also discussing a joint statement that would officially announce the shipping arrangement. The route agreement was a necessary step towards safer navigation, but would not by itself reopen the Strait of Hormuz, Baghai said. Iran said the agreement was aimed at ensuring safe passage while protecting the sovereignty and security interests of both countries. Iran and Oman began intensive technical talks after signing a June 18 memorandum focused on establishing safe navigation through the waterway. Tehran said the route agreement remained a bilateral arrangement between Iran and Oman and did not involve outside powers. Iran-Oman technical talks remained ongoing as the two sides worked toward a joint formal statement on the arrangement, according to reports. Meanwhile, Iran said instability in the Strait of Hormuz had resulted directly from US and Israeli actions in the region. What is stated in the Islamabad Memorandum of Understanding is the end of the war, meaning in the Islamabad Memorandum, the end of the war was declared. Yes, the United States violated the Memorandum of Understanding and clashes have resumed, but we did not have a ceasefire that would now need to be extended. We had the end of the war, but now we have found ourselves in a new situation. Both Qatar and Pakistan are exchanging messages and are in contact with us, but this does not mean negotiations. No decision has been made yet to resume negotiations with the United States. For now, we are designing a temporary route that will later be converted into a final route in subsequent stages. This is a technical task being carried out between specialists from the two countries, Iran and Oman. The armed forces are involved in it. In any case, they are the primary experts in this regard. It is possible that we will reach a result soon, but I want to emphasize that this negotiation and the opening of the Strait of Hormuz are two separate issues. One is a technical negotiation regarding the determination of the maritime route. Once this route is determined, whether the strait be reopened or not depends on the fulfillment of other conditions that the United States must adhere to.
Upgrade your news experience with the all-new HT app. Download now.